So I'm going to leave this one up to you guys. Ohlins TTX 22. So I tested this on the slash. Dramas, if you've watched the video, you know what the dramas were. So super low bladder pressure from the factory. Had to run quite a heavy spring and didn't really think too much of it until I got talking to a couple of people, and turns out the bladder pressure was super low. I got it topped up to the 12 bar that Ohlins recommends, and I had to drop 2 spring rates to get the same ride height. So bladder pressure makes a huge difference to the resistance that the shock creates, along with obviously spring resistance. So, which I never would have considered before. So it was a good little learning curve. But my conundrum now is I'm getting a new bike soon. I'm not going to get another Ohlins shock, I don't think, unless I can get this thing absolutely singing. To me, a 12 bar with so I started a 388 spring and had to run it almost all the way closed on the compression on the low speed. Mid was high speed was in the mid position to get enough support with a 388 spring. Now 12 bar now, bladder pressure 343, and pretty much so open on the high speed and pretty much open on the low speed to get compliance. It's so damped, it's so heavily damped, this thing. The rebound's terrible, the rebound stroke is garbage. It's tops out. If you run it fast enough to not feel dead and packing, it tops out, and then you speed it up enough for it to actually feel active, and it's just smashing top out constantly. So not into it at all. I didn't like it at all. If you watch my review, you know that I'm not into this shot at all. But I can't sell it to somebody because I've had it for sale. No real bites. I don't know whether the post doesn't get much attention or whatever, but I don't even feel right selling it to somebody because I know it's not any good. Like it's not enjoyable to use at all. So my question to you guys, should I get it retuned? They've got a heap of different tunes you can use in them. It's still brand new. It's done bugger all hours. It's I'm at my wit's end with it. So do I keep it? Because I'm going to keep the slash for a little while when I get the new bike, and because the new bike's full 27.5, and I'm going to do a little bit of back-to-back testing, 27 versus 29, because over my time, so I've had my Remedy, before the Remedy, 2019 Remedy, before the Remedy I had a 2015 Giant Rain, after the Remedy I had the 2019 Patrol, so all 27.5s, the slash has been my first 29er, and there's only one track that I've gone faster than all my 27.5 times. So, and that's Twisted Noodle. So top to bottom, Twisted Noodle, just a little bit quicker. So I want to keep the slash and do a little bit of back-to-back testing and see whether this new bike is better or it just feels more fun or whatever it turns out to be. So in keeping the slash, I'm going to have time to retest this with a different tune, but it's just a matter of, do I want to spend the money, set it off? And now I'm at the point where I've thought, nah, no way, I don't want to waste my money on it, but I do a lot of these videos for you guys, so I kind of feel like I'm not finishing the job. If I've said this is, it doesn't work for me, whatever, I don't like it, all those things, but I haven't gone to all the ends of the parameters to find out whether it can be killer, because the build quality of it, I'm sure is really, really good. I'm sure it's excellent, but the tune is just garbage, and just the approach is garbage. It's just not, it does not work. And a friend of mine, so from the factory with low bladder pressure, is just not acceptable. Not acceptable. And a friend of mine's got one, and it's just garbage. So if you take the spring off and cycle it through the damping, like cycle the damper through, it's soft, and then it hardens, and then it's super hard to push through. So there's something definitely going on with his as well. Like it's super inconsistent, and when he rides it's super inconsistent. So I'm not sure what the go is. So I'm at the point, I'm probably gonna let me know. Should I send this thing off back to NS? I've spoken to NS before about it, and yeah, I think it's the only option left is a different tune. So I need the high-speed rebound to be slower so it doesn't top out so hard, and then the low-speed rebound to be quite a bit more open. So I need the high-speed closed a little to get rid of the top out, and I need the low-speed to be more, but you've only got five clicks of adjustment, and it's not a huge range between those clicks. So I've got to make sure I get the tune right with the rebound. The compression, I know straight away, just go at least 1 tune lower or 2 tunes lower with the compression. Probably be 2 tunes lighter. And the rebound is going to have to be high speed slower, low speed faster. But that might be a little bit tricky to get right first shot. So I might end up opening up another can of worms and going back and forth with a couple of different tunes. If it feels good, like improved, but still room for more improvement, I'm going to have to go back and get it tuned again. So I guess the bright side of it is I've done bugger all hours on this thing. So it's done probably, it might have done 20 laps. It might have done 20 laps, maybe 25 laps. So it's done bugger all. Let me know what you think. Am I going to send it off and get it retuned and keep playing and going back and forth with 2 different bikes, which I don't mind. I'm into it. I do like my Slash now that I've got the Lyric back on it. Did not like that Zeb. I liked it once I put the luft cap in, but I think I used some shitty oil and made the seals sticky, so I need to get new seals and pretty much start again with the Zeb. Now they've released the new Zeb, it seems really good. I set one up for a friend. I haven't ridden it, but I set one up for a friend and he said it's killer. It's as good as his old Zeb once we put the luft cap in, which was a massive improvement on his original setup with the Zeb. So yeah, the Slash is killing it. It's got a Lyric on it with a B1 spring and it is just sublime. It's killer. So, and obviously the Marzocchi Bomber, which has been, shout out to Marzocchi, or Fox, shout out to the Marzocchi Bomber, because that shot, both the Marzocchi Bombers I've bought have come damaged, or not damaged, but they've come with some issues with the base valve spring or something inside that's damaged or damaging other things. So both of those shocks have had to go back for warranty within a month of being brand new. They are knocking at the top, like there was a, hard to explain, but like there's a, you sit on it, go clunk, and then it goes into the treble, clunk, into the treble. So, but once that was fixed, so Cyclonic did both of them for me, and I've put it on, it's probably been, it's easily over a year. It's probably been 14 months, maybe 15 months on that Marzocchi, and it feels exactly the same. It feels, obviously they deteriorate and the oil gets, you know, thrashed or whatever, and the seals get a bit thrashed, but it still feels as good as day one. It's not doing anything weird. It's easy to tune. It's killer. It's perfect. So, love that shock. I don't really see the reason to spend any more money on a rear shock, but I'm going to. With the new bike, I'm probably going to get the new Super Deluxe and test one of them. Coil, obviously. To start with, it'll be a Super Deluxe Air with a Megneg, so I can find, you know, tune and find the best ride height, you know, basically put the performance wherever the ride height is best. And then once I find that best ride height, I can go to a coil, find that ride height and see if the suspension design works well at that ride height, or whether there's going to have to be a compromise, whether I have to run it a little higher in the sag at the back, you know, a little taller at the back so I'm sitting higher in order to avoid the bottoms. But the new RockShox Super Deluxe has the hydraulic bottom out, so that's cool as well. So that can be mitigated to a point. So we'll see. But yeah, let me know. Am I sending it, or am I just going to leave it and leave the Slash as it is and maybe sell it to someone to get some more life out of it? So who knows.